Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, today I'm going to bring up another story regarding my junior high school days. So, just a bit of context. The way our junior high system kind of worked is basically there was a couple elementary schools where there was like so many kids in each school, and then junior high school was like those, let's say, four elementary schools would all go to the same junior high. So, that's just a little bit of context for this story. Anyway, so from grade 6 to grade 7, that's when you transition from elementary school, a boy, to a weird ass teenager in grade 7. Uh, my school was pretty peaceful. My elementary school was pretty peaceful and everything. And then I got transitioned into high school, or sorry, junior high school, where I was put on a different bus than I was usually on. Like I was with a different group of kids. And these group of kids were really interesting. They actually were like the most scariest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Like I'd rather fucking see a whole bunch of Nazis rather than try to like fuck with these guys. They were pretty scary back then. And so I hopped on my first day on the bus. The morning it was fine. Like I guess in the mornings they were really tired, so they were never really active. They weren't like harmful in any way, shape, or form. But returning back home from school, that's when these guys were like supersonic, awful. On my first day, so this is my first day entering junior high. I was grade 7. I was like, this is completely new to me, totally new group of kids. I think there was only two other people on the bus that I actually knew, and I sat at the like midway in the middle of the bus because a lot of them hung out in the back. So like a lot of the bad ones, I didn't really know that at the time, but they were mostly at the back of the bus. Anyway, so I'm there sitting on the bus. These kids are like the loudest motherfuckers I think I've ever heard in my life. They're screaming, they're saying swear words I didn't even know existed. I didn't even know they were swear words until I heard them come out of their mouths. And some of them, like, it was crazy. There were some that were the big. So the first big thing that really happened to me on that bus is I was sitting in a seat, and there was these two girls, the seat behind me and then across the bus, and they kept laughing about something. So I decided to look back, and one was holding a can of hairspray and the other one was holding a lighter. I didn't think much of it because I didn't think anyone was so sick to do such a thing on the bus. But anyway, what they did is they took the lighter, put hairspray behind it and sprayed it, and it like went all over the seat behind me. It didn't catch on fire or anything, but it smelled awful. And they did this right on the bus, and everyone could smell it. The bus driver had to like. The weird thing was, the bus driver didn't even give a shit for half the stuff because it was his last year, so he was just like getting ready to retire. So he didn't really give a shit what anyone did. But it just blew my mind because these kids were like pretty much smoking in the back of the bus. This was also grade 7, by the way, and there's people on the back of the bus literally smoking cigarettes. There's even a guy that I knew because he was on a previous soccer team of mine. He actually like was smoking one too, and he handed me one. I passed. I passed. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. No, thank you. Anyway, so that's one story from the bus, and these kids had like no respect because once next year, once we lost our bus driver because he retired and we got a new one, it became completely chaotic. We got this woman driver. Her name was, I can't remember what her name was, but it was, we'll just call her Karen for this. They absolutely tore Karen. Karen tried to fight back against the power of the kids in the back of the bus. It did not work out for her. Absolutely not. The first thing she tried to do was bring them to the front of the bus. She thought if she could take all the kids and put them at the front of the bus, that would make it a lot easier on her and she wouldn't have to worry as much. The complete opposite outcome happened. I think she actually hated them more. It didn't stop them in any way. They just kept throwing shit around, calling each other awful names, saying words that I was just beginning to understand. It was crazy. Like these kids are literally like call the bus driver out and just call her like a fucking idiot and stuff. It was unbelievable the disrespect. And I was just one of those kids. I was always quiet and like respectful, so it was so weird to see fucking kids stand up and absolutely shit on an adult, especially like the bus driver. There were many times Karen would have to turn around the bus and take us back to the school, and the principal would hop on. And the principal wasn't anything special either. She was a troll. She was a troll and a half. It was unbelievable how bad she was of a principal and how whack she was and the stuff she did. My junior high years were probably the most fucked up years of my life, and that's pretty much it. So, bye bye.